So, with the latest title update reintroducing the Mizutsune in Monster Hunter Wilds, we see new movesets introduced for the monster, including the ability to access its deviant form, becoming Soulseer Mizutsune mid-hunt. In my previous video, I said there's a possibility it's exclusive to its tempered state. However, as many will have realized, myself included, even the regular monster can become Soulseer in the middle of the hunt, meaning that there's no restrictions to the monster itself becoming a deviant compared to what we originally thought. That said, however, there's still something very special about the Mizutsune in the Forbidden Lands compared to the ones we previously discovered. Throughout my time hunting the monster, I noticed that once the monster has taken enough damage and you eventually break its head, it then transforms into its deviant form, with its left eye blazing blue when enraged. In every single hunt I've done against this monster, I've always broken the head, thereby causing the monster to become a deviant. So, in one particular hunt, I decided not to break the head of the monster. The reason for this is because I wanted to see if Capcom had built the lore of the monster becoming a Soulseer into the creature itself. This means that unless specific requirements are met, the monster cannot fully transform into its deviant form. But before we get into the details of the Mizutsune in Wilds, first let's quickly go through the Soulseer itself. For those of you that don't know, the Soulseer Mizutsune is a deviant that gained its newfound abilities due to the monster's combat experience throughout its lifetime. During its time surviving the harsh locales it lives in, the monster's head was broken and the creature was left blinded. Through a combination of burst arowana diet and its natural bubble abilities, the monster can utilize its signature explosive bubbles. The most important detail regarding this deviant though is despite being blind, the monster has no issues detecting its target due to its other senses being developed to supernatural levels. When the Soulseer becomes enraged, its left eye bursts into blue flames due to liquid evaporating from its eye. This gives the monster its signature look and elevating its senses due to its heightened aggression. So now that we know that a Soulseer gains explosive bubbles due to a burst arowana diet, this would explain how the regular Mizutsune in the Forbidden Lands gained access to its deviant's flammable abilities. As we see in the Scarlet Forest, the Mizutsune is an avid fisher, and it's possible that due to an abundance of burst arowana in the locale, the monster is empowered with flame akin to its deviant counterpart. However, the monster is only capable of using a small amount of its flammable abilities, even when enraged, when the head is intact. Even if you break the other body parts of the monster, the creature is still incapable of unleashing its full potential. For the Mizutsune to truly awaken its Soulseer abilities, it must experience one of its key senses being damaged, its eyesight. By breaking the head of the monster, we also partially blind it, triggering its ability to transform into its Soulseer form, with the Leviathan bursting into blue flames and its blinded eye igniting bright with azure light. This means that through a combination of its diet and the experience of deadly battle, the Mizutsune in the Forbidden Lands are unique in that they can unleash their deviant powers as they continue to do battle with their adversaries, being pushed to new levels of power as they risk their lives for their own survival. With all this information in mind, the flammable abilities of the Mizutsune are not locked to these specific requirements. As we previously experienced during our time in Kamura and Delgado, there are other ways for the Mizutsune to access its flames. In the case of the rampaging Apex, the Leviathan gains its powers through a painfully forced mutation when they were caught in the storm of the Wind and Thunder Serpents. Another more rare individual is found to naturally secrete flammable synovial fluids across its body, which ignite through friction. By sliding with these fluids across its body, the monster is capable of igniting the very earth it stands on and unleash towers of fire. This demonstrates how the Mizutsune species as a whole is naturally attuned to the element of fire and are capable of accessing the element through various means. Now overall, the Mizutsune we encounter in the Forbidden Lands is definitely an amazing individual as it showcases how the powers of a deviant can be adapted to a regular individual, thus creating an amazing experience when hunting the monster. This isn't the first time we've seen a regular monster utilize deviant abilities. Back in Sunbreak, Diastalos had limited access to its deviant's attacks, mainly the electrical blade. However, unlike the Mizutsune in Wilds, the monster doesn't transform into its deviant form mid-hunt. Hopefully with the Mizutsune's ability to access its Soulseer state, We can see other monsters with deviant forms be able to change into their deviant state when they meet certain requirements and even demonstrate restrictions to their abilities unless the requirements are met. With all that being said, what do you think about the Mizutsune being reintroduced in Title Update 1 of Monster Hunter Wilds? Do let us know your overall thoughts and opinions regarding the return of the monster and the new abilities demonstrated by this individual. And as always, if you enjoyed these videos, please consider hitting the like on the video itself, leaving a comment down below and subscribing to the channel so you can go ahead and catch up on any other content that I might be doing in future. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Onward and upward.